a big part of my teachings is healing. It's been really fascinating with all the different physical diseases and different things that I've worked with guys on and healed. The guy with the rare back disease, he had he wasn't able to sit down. He could not sit. Like every time he couldn't go to, couldn't go to a restaurant. He couldn't sit at a dinner table. He had to either stand or lay down. And everywhere he went. And after working with him and stuff and working with him through some deep rooted things that he had going on, next thing you know, he's going out with friends and sitting everywhere, and that, that was a guy that had traveled the world to see the best of the best doctors to find a cure for his back.
Yeah, I think the industry does do a disservice to people by not including like emotional health as part of physical healing. Yeah. It's funny, man. I mean, these are all anecdotal, but they still stand for something. And my grandmother, I have one grandparent who's still alive. And growing up, I think, because she was the most unhealthy, we always thought that she would be the first one to go. And she's the last one alive, and I think it's because she just has she doesn't smoke weed or anything, but I call her like my stoner grandma because she just doesn't give a fuck about anything, man. She's like always smiling, like whatever. Oh, I have to go here today. Okay, like
oh no, there's definitely a lot of truth to that, man. I mean,
yeah.
if you do your research, you look at some of the oldest people that are alive or some of the oldest people that have lived, it's funny. They're number one, they don't have any filter. They don't have, when they speak, they just speak their mind. They don't give a shit. Right. Number two, a lot of them drink.
Yeah, especially the Italian ones, man. They'll fucking rip wine, sambuca.
A lot of them will, they'll have their scotch a day or a drink or two a day. And what's really funny is a lot of them will even smoke. Yeah, I was watching one of the videos. The guy was 104 years old. He said, "What's the secret?" Somebody asked him in an interview, "What's the secret to life?" And he went on about a couple different things. He's like, I have my scotch a day or whatever, and I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day, or but I just, at the end of the day, I just don't give a
fuck. Yep. Yeah, living stress-free, man.
That's basically the secret to life, is to minimize the amount of stress that's in your life. And we live in this world where everything's just kind of go, learn, but very rarely we really take a step back and really reflect on past experiences that have really kind of harmed us, hurt us, and molded us. If you don't really go back, if you have a traumatic experience, and whether it be in your childhood or something, a car accident, whatever, just a few years back, if you don't go in and deal with that emotionally, it's going to weigh on you, and it's going to be a burden for the rest of your life. And by burden, basically it's going to affect every decision that you make.
Yeah.
Whether you're aware of it or not. So that's why it's so important to really do that inner work and go back into, certain things from your past to really release that kind of stuff.
Psychedelics have become like this kind of this healing tool that a lot of people are using. Like people go to, I don't know if you ever heard of like ayahuasca or DMT or stuff like that. But it's like, yeah. So ayahuasca, and that's what these drugs, like, especially if you do it in the right place, right setting with the right shaman, they bring up like all these past experiences, and like you're forced to deal with it with like these heavy emotions. So what I've been doing lately is I get like super stoned once a week. Like, I mean, I'm fucking high as shit. And I put headphones on, I close my eyes, and I just like allow whatever to surface. And man, like there was like 2, 3 times where like I didn't almost want to cry, but like those feelings were so hard. I was thinking of like how I treat my parents and like how much like I'm looking for love everywhere. Like I'm sucking puddles off the street where I have this well at home that I'm not even utilizing because I don't see the value in my parents, and it like totally shifted my idea of them. And like now I want to stay home for supper with them because it's like this love that's there for you, and like I wasn't even aware of it. And like going through that process kind of opened up my eyes to that. And there was like a couple other things that were doing that, so it's like very similar to what you're saying, like this whole healing stuff and getting over like childhood ideas or traumas. I mean, I never really had any traumas with them, but still just my relationship with them, I could see it was like mostly my fault why it's not amazing. And it just slapped me right in the face with that. And it was so interesting. Yeah.
Well, I think, and I think that, I mean, the biggest thing about healing is really to, healing the relationship with yourself. And when you deal with psychedelics and stuff, like, I remember when I was younger, I was like, oh, fuck that. I'll never do any like psychedelics and shit, because I don't, I like to be somewhat in I like not control, but conscious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my shit going everywhere.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I said, you know what? Fuck it. And I've tried them quite a few different times now. And I've really used every single time as an incredible learning experience for me. I mean, I like anything like shrooms, like, acid, DMT, ayahuasca. If you want to go down that road, if you want to go down there that way and explore that kind of stuff, I feel like it is a good thing. But I feel like it, even with ayahuasca, if you're not in a good state of mind when you go into it, it can fuck you up bad.
It could fuck you up real bad.
It can fuck your life up. I've heard a lot about ayahuasca. I've never actually gone. The only reason being is I have not personally met anyone that has actually gone and come out of it better.
So you met people that had gone, but you don't know if they came out of it really better.
No, I've met a lot of people that have gone in, and a lot of people that have done it, but they're still trapped in their head. Trapped in this world where they're constantly feeling like they have to go deeper and deeper and deeper within themselves. It's just like anything else. If you approach it like it's gonna be the one, healing grace, and that's all you need, then it's not gonna work. It doesn't work that way, And you sure, you can go and do something like ayahuasca. You can go and trip balls doing acid or shrooms or whatever, but everything in moderation.
Yeah, and not too like that's the point that you make that I really really like, is that saving grace. I see myself doing that, like, oh man, if I could just work with Cory, my life's gonna be amazing. I'm sure it will be, but it's like I've become so dependent on the idea that like the river, that life is better on the other side of the river. And I see myself talking like this. I'm like, bro, we just spoke about this last week, like, and then you like almost feel stupid. It's like, fuck.
Well, and you don't want to do that with anything in life. I mean, whether
exactly.
it's or whether it's any sort of medication or fuck, I was just watching this YouTube video. I mean, this is the epitome of what is fucking so many people up. I was watching a video of all the riots, and one of the big woman in Seattle, screaming at all the top of her lungs, Jesus is the only way. Jesus will save us all. I'm like, come on, please. I mean, everybody gets fixated on that one thing that's going to save them. It's never just one thing. It's even with working with me, I give them the guidance and the tools that they need without any filters, right? To be able to live the way they want to live and experience the things that they want to experience. But they do the work.
Yeah.
They do the work and they put in the hard work. I don't do it for them. I've had clients come to me and thinking that I was going to do the work for them just because they had a shit ton of money that, they hand me $75,000 to work with them. They just think that I'm just going to fucking, do my magic. And no, it doesn't work that way. You got to put in the work.
Hey buddy, I hope you enjoyed that. If you feel you got some value out of that and would like to check out some of my other stuff, be sure to subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and don't forget to click on that little bell icon on your screen so you can get a notification the next time I post a video. Till next time, enjoy.